Hello, this is Janice Da Silva, your Talk to Expert. So, this is the first class, right? The first characteristic of a leader is the humbleness, being humble. It might look that probably you would be think that I would, start this course by telling you about team building, about creativity, about your capacity to have emotional intelligence, to resolve problems. But I would like to start this course by telling you that the first characteristic of a leader is the being humble, the humbleness. Why is that so important in this world, in this very competitive world? Why one should be humble? Sometimes if you are being humble, you are being left behind, right? That is what we were taught for so many years. That is what, our teachers and mentors, that's what we learned with them, isn't it? Being humble, it's not something that will make you rich, for example. Being humble is not something that would make you a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire or whatever, right? But, as the lessons learned for this 2 decades of experience, I would state that the first characteristic of a good leadership, you need definitely to be humble. How to achieve this? Is it easy? No, it's not. It's not an easy task, being humble. That is why you need to exercise it every day. I would say it every day. We need to exercise the humbleness as a first characteristic of a smart leadership, because this is definitely changing the narrative. So Janice Da Silva is telling you to be humble, to put yourself at the feet of the other. That has to do with humbleness. That has to do with starting a smart, a leadership. Sometimes we tend not to be humble. We tend to be competitive because that is what we learned for so many years. If you want to become a millionaire, you need to compete all the time. I'm not saying the contrary, but in this framework of competing, be humble. And all the scenario of competing, of doing things, of creating things, be humble. You can, take a look at the Bible. It depends regardless of your religions or not, but the Bible tell you about humbleness. Jesus, one of the leaders of the, humankind, one of the great leaders of humanity, he really taught us about being humble, the humbleness. So how you translate the humbleness with regard to leadership, to corporative leadership? Definitely, you need to put yourself at the place of the other. Sometimes your co-workers, they come to the workplace with so many problems, with so many issues that they left in their homes, in their family, when they have home, when they have families, because most of the time people, they live in the house, but their house are not properly home, where they feel that they, really belong to that places, right? They belong to each other, the members of the family that lives on the house. That has to do with, paying attention at the emotions of those that work with you, of those that you lead, Most of time, bosses, they forget this notion of being humble, this notion of humbleness, because they want to be your boss, they want to become your boss, they want you to deliver results. It's fair. You need to deliver results because you are being paid or you are being called or you have a mission to, to deliver results, isn't it? Definitely, we need to work on this results-based approach. But being humble is something, very fashion. It's a must on the leadership scenario. Be humble. Put yourself at the feet of the other. Is it easy? No, it's not. But that's what, really teaches you all the time. That definitely, when you become humble, when you do this exercise every day of being humble, the risks for you to fail are fewer than those risks that you would take of being so, sometimes so selfish. This is really changing narrative here. Being humble, exercising the humbleness within your workplace. And it's the same thing for the family, for your community, for the society, for your country, for the world. So the notion of humbleness. We have in the story so many, leaders. We have Dalai Lama that's still alive. We had Mahatma Gandhi. We had, Nelson Mandela, Muhammad Ali, Luther King, etc., etc. Each one of you have someone that you really like. And if you make an analysis, you will find out that all of these people that the world, loves, they really had these characteristics of humbleness, of serenity. Humbleness is so connected to serenity. Is it easy? Is it an easy task? No, it's not. That is why we need to exercise it on a daily basis. Being humble, perceiving, understanding that what it's true for you, he might be not be true for the other. The way you see the world, it doesn't need to be the same way that the other sees the world. The diversity among people, that's what makes the strength and the power to continue pursuing humanity, because we need definitely to rescue humanity. We are going through so many challenges at all levels, that being humble, I insist, and this is based on the lessons that I've learned during my career in life, etc. You don't need to be a UN the head of agencies to understand this. Where you are, whatever you are doing, whichever is your position at work, be humble, because people will remember your legacy. People will remember the way you've treated them, isn't it? People will remember if you were someone that, greeted them every day or not. People won't remember, all the things that you've done, because nowadays, knowledge is something that is so democratized. You can find whatever you want. You can do a PhD online from your home, isn't it? So you will gather a community. You will gather a tribe with this. If you are humble, or if you are someone that didn't care about the others. So caring about the others, it's not only a religious or a charity thing. It's a matter of bringing the care about the others to your corporation, to your companies, to your organizations. So do this exercise of being humble. Do this exercise of understanding the other, of greeting the other, of why not asking, how are you today? Are you willing to work today? What is the importance of you being part of this? For you to stimulate your co-workers, for you to motivate your co-workers, definitely you need to be humble. So remember that I've started this course by, talking about the first characteristics of a leadership that has to do with humbleness. Is it possible? I think so. It's something that, really hurts on the other hand, because that is not how we've learned for so many years. We've learned that we had to be competitive, we had to compete no matter what. But what I'm, offering here to you is that it is a painful exercise, being humble. It is something that, the more you exercise it, the more difficult you will find it is. But pursue it. Continue on doing it. Continue on, struggling for being humble. Is it possible? I think it is. That is what I've been doing, feeling the pain all the time, struggling with it, but learning by doing, learning by practicing how to become a humble person. Because like that, you will lead better, and your leadership will be something that will inspire the others. Thank you so much.